Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Kahtide online stream. Hope you're doing well wherever and whenever you are. It's another lovely Thursday. We stream Wednesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I hope you're tuning in and you're hitting the follow and subscribe buttons to catch up on all of the latest. You can also hit me up on social media. I'm on all the usual places, Instagram, Blue Sky, Mastodon, Tumblr, and a Discord page as well. And if you want to check out my own video game project, my viddy game project, you could even say, it's at salvedevelopment.com. S-A-L-V-E development.com is the place to be to check up on the latest of my project. There's a free demo there if you'd like to give it a try. My new game is out there. And I've been working hard on story this month. Been writing a lot more for the 4 campaigns that'll make up the game's missions. It's been a lot of work, but it's important work, and I'm really enjoying it. So stay tuned. You'll see more at the end of the month with another Patreon update. So if you want to be a supporter, and if you want to help me out here with a couple bucks, maybe consider being a Patreon member. But in the meantime, let's get to the game. We've been playing Starsector. It's been a lot of fun. Where the hell is Starsector? There it is. I'm wondering if Karma's going to be here with us today, because Karma's been our guide. Karma Chimera, great person, has been our guide through this story. But you know what? We'll do our best and see what happens next with big money missions. All right, we're at Galatia. This is the Galatia Academy Station. Lately, we've been working for them. This is our fleet. We have been, here, I'll even read it for you. The oldest and most prestigious independent university institution in the Persian sector. Isn't that a nice place? The top pick among the remaining universities of the core worlds. Got my coffee. And we're ready with a bunch of missions today. I'm excited to see what we're going to do. Some of them are close. But I think most of them are close. There's one that's far away, though. This is the important one. I remember this one because I've done this one. This is the Extract Researcher mission. This is going to lead us to the, really big stuff that we want to do. But in the meantime, let's go over here. We have a time limit on some of these missions here, so we're going to go and deal with them. There's a ransom. There's a VIP delivery. I'm almost tempted to do the delivery first. That's probably the smart thing. And then we'll just swing back and do the other ones. But yeah, we spent a little bit of time refitting. We have refit all of our ships here now. I did the auto refit because, I learned a lot. But actually, I wanted to do one thing that's bothering me. It's making my eyes twitch. I'm just going to give it another random thingy. Let's see. We'll put the armored weapon mounts on. I think that'll do it. I just wanted to make sure that we had enough. We used all of our points and stuff. Yep, this is the last one that's still got a couple points to it. I'll just put another thingy on it. Do some more armored weapon mounts. I think that'll be good. And boom. Should do the trick. I think we haven't named these ones yet, so I'll just give them some new names. Luddud. I think Lud's a dud. Let's see. Okay, Kerbal. Space. No. I was going to say Kerbal Space Program 2 would be funny. No, you know what? We'll do Kerbal Space Program 2. Why not? That'll be the game. That'll be the name of the ship. And this will be Kerbal Space Program 1. Okay. Great game, by the way. I love a little Kerbal Space Program. Very good, very good. Anyway, we're back on the mission. We're back on the tip. We're flying out there. Our fleet is pretty... Oh, we're getting way too close to the sun. We're being really dumb. I wish the autopilot would factor that in. And would be like, okay, sun approaching. Let's dodge the sun. But that's okay. You know what? Can't expect autopilot to do everything. Anyway, we're on the road. We are heading out. We're doing, again, as I mentioned, a bunch of missions for Galatia. We are trying to win enough favor with them that we can get a more secure position. Let's check out these derelicts really quickly. Maybe there's something to salvage out of them. This one's got a bit of damage. Erratic fuel injector, degraded life support, faulty automated systems. Probably not worth it. We'll salvage it. Take the gun with us. I feel like I should probably also stop off really quick and drop off some of these weapons. What about this one? Oh, this one's even worse. Terrible. It's in terrible condition. Alright. Before we go, yeah, let's go in system. What are we doing? Oh, hang on. Actually did want to go back really quickly to the station before we leave. Not just to get fuel, but also to drop off these weapons and supplies. Some of the stuff here is probably pretty important to drop off. Although I hear it's based on the value of the item, so it might not be worth it to drop off the most expensive things we've got. But we do have storage here, so I might as well put these away. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. But yeah, this is what it's worth like 100,000 and 100,000 each. So I guess we should probably hold on to these, keep them close. We got all our Marines here. We should probably buy some more supplies too. We have a ton of money, so I think we'll be okay. It's like 631,000. Get all the fuel. It's most of the fuel we can carry. And then take all those supplies. And that actually will do most of it. We'll keep a little metal, though. We'll keep a little bit of metal in case we need to build stuff. Do I need more crew? No, we're good on crew. Okay. Now we're ready. Let's get out of here. Get on our mission. In fact, I'll just plug it in right now. We're going to Tile, if I'm not mistaken. We're learning about things. We're learning things. It's all about a reading game. It's a reading game, apparently. You gotta read a lot. The hyperspace. This topological place is quite complicated. Here, I'll read it. This topologically exotic medium of not-quite space-time is used by starships to sidestep the constraints imposed by Euclidean geometry on interstellar travel. It costs 28 fuel per light year. Very interesting. We can also slow down as we're going through storms to avoid the storms. I think we're good now. Oh. It's a small fleet. It looks like they're taking drugs. They're trading drugs somewhere. Okay, we're starting to avoid some of this damage, which is nice. Uh-oh. Looks like they're fighting. We don't have to get involved. That's not our problem. There are a lot of missions coming up. But I want to focus on some of these big ones right now. Man, there's even more fighters. Oh, and this guy wants to try and intercept my fleet. That's not good. Why don't we avoid whoever this is? Can we go dark? We're gonna go dark really quickly. Shit. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk to you. I'm not interested, thank you. I have a job to do. We gotta stay agile, that's the thing. We have to stay agile. Boom. Your fleet approaches Madeira. Knowing that Madeira would always rely on outside resources for survival, the domain could count on the polity's loyalty. The collapse was not accounted for in this equation, however, and the Madeiran polity was among the founding members of the Persian League, despite its modest population and limited industry. Your fleet transmits identification codes via the transponder, and you are soon granted docking clearance. They've been expecting you. Upon entering the traffic-controlled volume of Madeira, you receive an incoming comms transmission from the offices of Rio Titan. You arrange a drop-off point for his nephew. Before stepping off the transport, the young student turns back toward you and speaks. Traveling with you was the most terrifying experience of my life, and I hope to never return to space again. A loud sigh. But I suppose I'll have to if I do. I hope you're the captain on my next trip. Well, cool. We've done one of these before, but it's good. We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll see what they have for sale as well. So, an expanded missile racks. That's something we want to buy. Because we have a lot of missiles, at least on our lead ship, that's for sure. That might be something to swap out. Do I have anything I want to sell? Shave off a bit of that metal. Maybe like 50 of these. Okay, that offset most of the cost. I'll take it. Now, if we take that. Quite the inventory we've got here, actually. I didn't realize we had more stuff back here. It'd be nice to get a sorting button at some point. Okay. Well, maybe we can trade. Let's see. Have anything I want? They have a bunch more Marines. We probably should get a few more. Like 150? 148. That'll even us out to 200 dudes. 200 dudes. I love it. It's like my favorite thing. 200 dudes. Alright. Mission 1 done. Time to go to the ransom researcher. We're gonna save here, though. Hopefully we won't run into whoever's trying to intercept us. What is that? Station, okay. Nothing for us to worry about. We've already got plenty of supplies and fuel right now. Alright. Uh-oh. I don't like that. Who is that? Oh, hang on. I want to see what that is. There's a bunch of wrecks everywhere. They might have supplies. Okay. Nah, nothing that good. Let's get back on the road. Right. So these few missions should be pretty easy. We'll get through these pretty fast. The other one I think is going to be a bit tougher for us, though. One that's a bit further out. Alright, let's open the comms. Hebe Salter. Alright. Your fleet approaches Asher. Apocalyptic dust clouds cloud the... apocalyptic dust storms cloud the cruel sky, turning the sun first blood red before rendering it a directionless glow, which offers neither warmth nor comfort. The need for absolution spills from the mines, is forged in refineries, and then is assembled in orbit. Asher's virtue of industry is yet the church's secret shame, spoken of only circuitously in sermons given by particularly spiritual curates. Your fleet transmits identification codes via the transponder, and you are soon granted docking clearance. You connect to the local comm directory and browse the public and otherwise known listings. You transmit the comms ID and wait for the system to establish connection. Comms open on a Knight of Lud bearing the hand weave and wooden sigil of a Knight Captain. Blessings of Lud be upon you, she says, looking you over with an obvious suspicion. She nonetheless maintains a civil tone. How may I serve, Walker? I will ask about a certain prisoner associated with the Galatia Academy. Ah, you're from the Academy. Or not quite. They hired you, is that right? She gives you a glance. Just a glance. It is. First, I would like to assure you that the individual on whose behalf you are petitioning the Knights has been treated well, though, considering their crimes, has been confined to a guest dormitory and had technological privileges limited. The Knight flips a page in some kind of real paper notebook reading, I see here that this academician was caught with a number of devices, research equipment, they say. These devices have been destroyed. She looks up to see how you react, then nods to herself. We understand the need for stable relations between our respective institutions, she says, and the Mother Church has emphasized this point very precisely to our order. Excubitor Orbis Oak has agreed to waive the usual procedures in place of a generous donation to the Church. I trust you have brought the Academy silver. She gives just a hint of a wry smile. I don't have the, I don't have a point to spend here, unfortunately, so I will give them the money, unfortunately, and not keep it for myself. There you go. My commander nods. You may transfer the credits to the port exchanger. Just tell them the sum is to be delivered to the Knights of Lud. You nod and motion for your logistics officer to take care of the transaction, which leaves us with your wayward academician, she sighs. We shall have them escorted to the Outsiders Concourse immediately for your pickup. The knight claps her notebook shut, which concludes our business, she says, and pauses as if considering her words. I will pray for you, Captain, and please prevail upon the Academy to be more considerate. Providence guide you. You dispatch a shuttle to pick up the released academician. Once on board, they appear in good health, and once away from the brooding Knights of Lud, complain bitterly about lost data. Those fanatics smashed my new tripod. Simply barbaric. And it can't be in my imagination, but I suspect they hardly bathe down there. You nod politely and motion for your security chief to escort the academician to their quarters, so you can avoid them on the long trip back to the Galatia Academy. Cool. Well, that's done. And in the meantime, we can see what's available. They've got converted hangar and accelerated shields. I think I've already got converted hangar. Actually, no, I think I have converted fighter bay. So that's different. How much is it? 6,000 and 3,000. Okay, let's get those two. I got a little bit of cream to throw around. That sounded gross. I'm not gonna say that again. I'm not gonna say that again. Sell a little bit of that too. And then we'll also pick up all their fuel. I think that'll get us pretty far. A couple of metal bits. There you go. And yeah, I like it. We can go. I love it. I love it. Okay, next mission. Before we get into any other trouble. Here we are. The Chalcedon. Go to Chalcedon to get the artifact. Baller. Let's go. This is definitely a fun game, but boy howdy, there's a lot of nuance to it. You really got to read a lot. Alright. Looks like there's trouble around here. Hopefully, nothing I have to handle. Ah! Your fleet approaches Chalcedon. Human settlement on Chalcedon was adapted to the violent storms. When not buried underground, local architecture trends towards a sort of aerodynamic cyclopeanism at odds with the cheap prefabs that dominate poor worlds elsewhere in the sector. The Luddic path is hostile towards you, and the Port Authority refuses your request for docking clearance after you identify yourself. The refusal is rather perfunctory, and you get the impression that turning off your transponder to prevent identification might yield better results. I see. Okay. Well then let's... I was gonna see if they had anything else. Extended shields. I'll buy that too. Apparently these are valuable, so we gotta get them. Gotta pick them up. Now let's talk to Ceres Oyungax. Alright, the comm signal struggles to establish through the ill-maintained local network. Patchy decryption artifacts glitch spasmodically to resolve into the face of a Pather contact. Blessings of Lud be upon you. Oh, sorry. Blessings of Lud be upon you, she says, looking you over suspiciously. You can't quite place the accent, but it seems flattened toward the sector mean from something unfamiliar. An import from an obscure Luddic colony? Or one of those lost souls that drifts into the Persean sector from time to time, frozen in cryosleep. Unnerved by your pause, the Pather speaks again. You contacted me, Walker. Is there something you are looking for? Ask about a certain piece of technology. Yes, I have the technology, she says with the word with odd emphasis. A curse, or is it guilt? Let us make arrangements. Quickly. I have heard of knights operating in this volume, and I would not care to suffer their questioning. Transfer 71,000 credits to my comms ID, and I will have the package released into your custody. I will confront. That wasn't the deal. The Pather Oyungax is taken aback. You have any idea the risk I'm taking over this evil trinket? These credits you give could never offset the violation, the desecration. She clenches a fist and stops herself. I understand. We all have a spiritual connection to the Creator, and though a tool of... She stops herself again. A tool. I will respect that you want to carry out an honest deal. To the letter. So as agreed, 41,000 credits? I will complete the deal. The Pather nods, relieved, and says, almost to herself, doing it like this will do more good than destroying some evil trinket. She looks up through the display with a fanatic's eye once more. I will thank you, Captain, but I hope the stars lead you to Lud's path. She considers, someday. The comms go black. The logistics officer reports a shipping pickup ping from a local craft guild's logistics concourse. A neatly packaged crate bearing a logo for the Galatia Academy and only a few scorch marks is soon aboard your ship. Cool. Alright, quick save. Let's see where we're going next. Guess we'll go back to Galatia, but I do want to see if there's anything... There's a local gate here. I want to see if there's maybe any salvage nearby. No, it's all out that way. Then a bunch of bounties that are way too far away. We'll just go to Galatia then. We'll complete our mission, get the money. The money. Hang on. Hang on. I almost missed that. Let's go check that out. Dull red emergency lights illuminate the shattered docking ring. A stray ceiling tile follows a twist of wire, spinning toward a darkened shaft. There are no signs of life. Okay, well there is some salvage nearby. Oh, shit. Hang on. There we go. Okay, there's a couple supplies. We'll take them. We'll take them. Alright, well... Unless we want to go to the station, which I don't know if we want to. But also Persean League world here. But I think I'm good for now. Let's keep moving. Let's get that money. Check in with the Galatia Academy. Do our final mission. And then maybe we'll get some swag with the Provost. Figure out what the dealio is. Aurelio. Take me to Galatia. Take me to Galatia. Hang on. Derelict. We'll take that. Hey, the more supplies we can get, the better. There are a lot of ships in this area, though. Oh man, our income is running out. That's not good. Only 266 a month this month. Hold on. There we go. Pontus. Pontus. The home of the Galatia Academy. Okay, let's do it. Right, comms directory. Let's talk to Albus again. You open comms to Academician Sebastian. Sebastian points excitedly at a datapad in his hand. Captain, I just got word from logistics that your crew has delivered the small-scale momentum decoupling device. Intact. They're going to be so excited in orbital architecture, they never expected to get it back. Oh, Captain, the Gravity Control Department wanted me to give you your thanks for the returning Academician. Yep. Alright. There's a bunch more jobs, but really the one we want to do is the one we want to do. It's the one that we have to do here. So, plan out our route. We need to get out here to the researcher. Let's look at the mission again. Go to Namor, the rocky ice world, in the Beta Nuparia Nebula, and contact the researcher at the Tritachyon Black research site located there. $110,000 reward. Now, that's a lot of money. Let's go to Ansira. Drop off the rest of the supplies we have here. The rest of the weapons and such. Do some repairs as well. You know how it is. You know how it is. Acquire our hull mods and stuff. What else do they have? Insulated engine assembly. And heavy armor. Okay. Well, interesting. 3,000 and 3,000 respectively. I'll take it. I'll take it. We got a bunch of money. I want more technology. I'm learning that this is important. As for that, let's put these into storage. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, I don't think I have anything else down there, which is good. Learn those. This stays on me. I'm not touching that. Is there a place where it tells me what the fee is going to be? I would love to see that. There's a sort function, at least. That's good. Oh well. Oh well. I think we'll just have to deal with that as is. Didn't see the sort function there either, but apparently we have one here too. Great. Okay, let's see. What else do they have? We need more fuel, for sure. Actually, a little bit over fuel now. Almost. Boom. Perfect. We'll take all their supplies. Perfect. Sell some of the metal off. Boom. Okay. I think that'll do. I think that'll do. I think we're ready. All right. Let's do the mission. Time to free our friend. Gonna take us pretty far. But I think we can manage it. We've got a decent fleet together now. All right. Let's make the jump. I'm gonna try to avoid the storms as best I can. I'm gonna be watching them right now. And I'm also gonna try and get some of this stuff here too, these derelicts, if I can. As we go. Oh, hell yeah. Class 4 survey data. And a story point, too. We'll definitely salvage it. That's awesome. Alright. Am I overloaded on cargo? Is that what it is? Hold on. No, I'm not. I'm taking it all. Taking it all. Talking about avoiding this shit, and I'm not even avoiding it. Crap. Okay. They really throw you around in this game. Oh fuck. Hey, we're zooming though. We're going really fast. But I gotta get out of this thing. Okay, I'm trying to navigate us out as best I can. Man, we're really cruising. We're really cruising. Holy shit. But I can't seem to get out. I'm starting to go off course now, which I don't like. Okay, we're through. Jesus. We got a bunch of experience for that, though. Fuel use was reduced by 75% in the slipstream. That's so cool. Wow, we actually saved some fuel with that. That's really smart. We'll have to use those strategically, though. They're very, very strong. I'm going to turn off my signal now. I think we're getting to the point where we probably need to do that. Shoot. Okay. Is that a... Oh, that was something, but I don't want to go all the way back to find it. Uh-oh. Okay, I think... Okay. We can just barely dodge it. Thank God. Whew! Thank God for that gap. Alright, we're almost there. Oh, warning. The jump point exhibits fluctuations, characteristic of dry field activity. Alright. We're going to go dark as we approach. Uh-oh. Mercenary company. We're going to disengage. Not today, bitch. Leave me alone. There's a probe there, though. I can see that. Okay, I see where the black site is, but I'm going to try and swoop around as best I can. gonna swing around and try and get it this way. Okay. So far, so good. We're almost there. Oh, we're hitting expenses now. We're at 907 credits. Alright, cool. Your fleet approaches Namor. There is no outward sign of a Tritachyon research base. Captain, your sensors officer brings your attention to a cluster of weak neutrino sources in the southern hemisphere. Wouldn't have caught it if we didn't know what to look for. Send a coded burst on the frequency provided by Sebastian. Here we go. Almost immediately, a worried face appears, dripping sweat. Stars beyond, she exclaims. You actually came. I'm Academician Ceres Themis, and I'm ready to leave, right now. She laughs, sounding just a little unhinged. It's been rads and ruins a long time. I pulled a copy of all the base archives, and she grins, holding up a small data chip. The little secret Baird wants so badly. The EMP is about to go off, so don't panic when you detect it. I've hidden a shuttle in a shielded bay, and I'll meet you in an orbit soon. Just remember... Frantic alarm sounds behind her. The researcher looks over her shoulder. Lud's hells. Signal cuts out. The EMP goes off like a flashbulb on your bridge holo display of the planet below. All stations set to high alert. You wait 10 minutes for any sign of Baird's informant. There! Shouts your tactical officer. The bridge display zooms into a small energy source that just made low orbit. A tiny cargo shuttle without even a closed cockpit. Visual scans can just make out a suited figure riding on its light chassis, weak thrusters pushing a course toward intercept. The space ops team ushers the freed academician into a debriefing chamber. Captain, she says with panic in her eyes, there's no time. They've got a signal out before the comms went down. I've got this. She fumbles with a pouch on her vacuum rig, pulling out the data chip from earlier. It's a software patch. Roots and modifies the hyperdrive field software. Then on command you can engage transverse jump. Jump from normal to hyperspace. A manic gleam comes into Ceres Themis's eyes. Anywhere. Take the data chip. You take the data chip from the escapee's trembling hand. Yes, Ceres Themis says. Use this and we can escape. Those mercs, Captain, they're the expensive ones. No mere pirates, she shudders, they're cruel. And they have the best ships money can buy. You have to get us out of here. You order the academician to be seen to quarters and watched as you return to the bridge. As your fleet prepares to deorbit, you plug the data chip into a secure terminal to see what Provost Baird decided to risk your life for. It is encrypted, of course, and the routine icebreaker doesn't crack it. Rarely does, but one must be thorough. You think for only a moment before inputting the secure comm frequency given to you by Sebastian to contact this researcher. The crypto unfolds, leaving you with a tiny code package that seems to want to interface with a standard domain hyperdrive kernel. You call your navigation officer over to consult. It appears to tune the hyperdrive field, they explain, and if this does what it says it does, it would be able to create the effect of a sort of pseudo-jump point around the ship itself. The excitement in their voice is palpable. Theoretically, an entire fleet could launch itself into hyperspace from anywhere. You react with surprise to this development, thanking the officer for their input. Yes, Captain, they say uncertainly. I'll return to my station and await your orders. You upload a copy of the data chip's contents to your personal tripod, just in case. Alright. Transverse jump, let's go. Actually, is there anything here? Quick survey. There's nothing else here. That's very funny, though, that we're gonna do a quick survey before we leave. Okay, let's do it now. Boom, transverse jump. Let's get the hell out of here. See ya. Alright, we're in. That's awesome. We did it. Now on to Galatia Academy. I'm going to try and steer us through this without hitting anything. Okay. So far, so good. Alright, we're through. Ow. Apparently that didn't work. I tried to slow down, but it didn't slow down enough. Let's try the next one. This does take a lot longer. But we gotta save on supplies, you know, that's important. They're expensive. They're more expensive than fuel by far. Okay, we're almost through the cloud. Booyah! Nailed it. Okay, let's keep going. Alright. Not too bad. Oh, fuck. The Hilux got dinged. That's no fun. Right. Slow down again. Another big storm patch. Man, it is bad out here this far out. This does take a lot longer, I think. But we gotta get through. We gotta get through. It is funny how much slower this is now, because we fell accidentally into that jet stream. Oh no, we're definitely not looking at that. The one thing they told me was never to check out distress calls. Okay, that's not good. Shit. Shit. Okay. We're cool. We're so cool. We're so cool. I was trying to slow down, but apparently you can still get hurt. We're almost there, though. A little bit further. What? That hit me? The hitbox on those things is pretty big. Okay, hang on. What are you doing? Why are you pursuing my fleet? Why? Leave me alone. This guy wanted to get some action with me. Not happening. Not happening, thank you. Boosh, we're back. Okay. We're at 100 with Elvis. Captain, thank you for returning. Sebastian freezes, then lowers his voice. For returning the researcher. Provost Baird will be very pleased. She's restarting the hyperspace, well, I shouldn't ruin it. I'm sure there'll be a proper announcement when they're all ready. You opened oh, no, we're good there. We got 110,000. And we've increased our status with the Independence by 3. I love it. Let's see. Inquire about jobs. Here we go. Activation Sebastian taps at a datapad. Let me look at what we've got lined up for you today. Oh, he puts down the datapad and looks to you confused. It's the, Provost Baird wants to speak with you, he says. He picks up the datapad again, examines it, and puts it down. In person, as soon as possible. Alright. Let's go talk to her. Here we go. Your connection is accepted immediately. A junior assistant appears, and they recognize you without the need for introduction. Just a moment, Captain Kahtide, and the display flicks to a holding pattern displaying the crest of the Galatia Academy. The junior assistant reappears. I'm very sorry, but the provost requests your physical presence for a meeting as soon as possible. 2 taps on a datapad and they continue. A landing slot has been set aside for your arrival, Captain. I'm sure we'll be delighted to see you shortly. Please have a wonderful day. With that, and you having not spoken a word, the line goes dark. Okay, well, let's go to take a shuttle then. Find a junior academy agent pacing in the landing bay reception lounge. As soon as you enter, they spot you with a look of relief and walk quickly to meet you. Captain Kahtide, thank you for coming, and the provost will see you immediately. If you would just follow me this way, thank you. We'll follow. The junior agent leads you through a series of back hallways and secure lifts toward the administrative suite occupied by Provost Baird, at the core of the station. You are led past diamond matrix windows through which you can see the vistas of the curving internal canyons of Galatia Academy Station. The light dims, and you approach the waiting room of the office of the provost. It is filled with representatives of the most well-connected of the Persian sector, whose eyes focus on you, the interloper, like the beam array of a Paladin PD system. The self-assured march of the junior agent seems to project the impression that you're performing some adjutant role. Your presence is immediately ignored. We enter the office. Kahtide. Provost Anahita Baird taps something away on her desk interface and turns to address you. I am pleased that you have come to my office to meet with me, and for all the work you've done for my project already. She lowers her head just a degree. You didn't think I'd be wasting your time with make work, did you? She considers this for a moment. Well, there was some. Noise had to be introduced to the system to ensure that an outside observer would not immediately identify you as my agent. Which brings us to the subject I wish to discuss. Please make yourself comfortable. Baird motions to a set of seats around a table carved from the root structure of some great tree, hand-carved by the looks of it, the work of a Luddic artisan. They do fine work, she says, whatever their misplaced devotion. She clasps her hands together, turning to business. You've proven you can be trusted, so now I ask that you take a more active role in my great work. And what is this great work? Saving the Persian sector. She is content to let the words hang in the air for a moment. I don't ask that you like me, and I won't make a sanctimonious appeal to emotion. What I ask is that you recognize rationally that I am pursuing a course of action unburdened by factional demands. Indeed, this will be the foremost effort to ensure the survival of our civilization from utter collapse. We will not be saved by a retreat to homesteads on fragile balls of rock, nor by an arms race which throws precious resources into the fire of interfactional squabbling. We have to, We have to reach beyond the known, develop theories that shatter all that has come before, and apply radical new technologies to ensure our survival. We must reach further and higher than the domain ever dared. As she speaks, she raises her eyes up towards some abstraction. This, you think, is something she believes in. Tell me more. Your tasks will not be so simple from here on out. I expect you to self-adapt to circumstances in pursuit of the objectives I lay out. And, she pauses for a moment, considering, before continuing in a tone colder than before, no matter what you have to do, as long as you pursue the mission goal, I will see that you are rewarded. Securing the future is worth everything. I'm not willing to sacrifice all sense of morality for your future. Of course not. She puts on a smile that isn't entirely friendly. And I would never ask it of you. This is exactly why I want to give you so much leeway, so you can do this your way, the right way. You've shown that it works. I cannot deny the evidence in front of my eyes. My predecessor, Provost Thomas Calicor, led a series of misguided hyperspace manipulation experiments. How to put it in layman's terms? Baird looks troubled to have to do this, sighs, then speaks. Captain, your ship flies through hyperspace with special engines. The gate network of the domain was similar, but also very different. Calicor thought there might be a way to use Starship hyperdrives to reopen the gates. Obviously, it went terribly wrong, and the Galatia system was cut off from hyperspace when the jump points were disrupted beyond usability. Though, we hear some Yahoo found a way to cross unstable jump points, and act well beyond irresponsible considering the chance of a cascading resonance event. I apologize. That is irrelevant. What matters is that once the mess was finally cleared up, the hegemony descended on the Galatia Academy with a technological inspection fleet. They tore the place apart, arrested the heads of the hyperphysics department and several labs, and of course took Provost Calicor in for questioning. She turns away, and with little delay, sentencing. He was a fool and too trusting. We lost good people and good research. Scientific breakthroughs are built on the development of theory and, yes, even negative results. I need you to recover Calicor's secret archive. We need his data from that experiment, and all the others that led up to it. The hegemony will have kept it. They keep everything. Evidence, you see. We shall also need academician Scylla Corus. She was a hyperspace physics researcher. the keystone of the theory team, behind the jump point experiments. The hegemony, small-minded as they are, only arrested team leaders in the first sweep. They didn't understand that the underlying theory being tested was largely written by one particular academician who was not suitable for leadership. I need you to find her. Can I get the Kalikor archive from the hegemony? Following the aftermath of the Galatia experiment, the hegemony technological inspector seized everything, all of our records and data. The most direct approach would involve accessing the data vaults of the Ministry of Technology Standards. They're who you might call the AI inspectors, and they do serve that role, among others, for the hegemony. It would not be trivial. An amused look crosses her face, but their security has been breached before. I have an old acquaintance who has been climbing the Tritachyon executive ladder. His name is Rayon Ario, and he is based out of Aoku Bress. He may be compelled to assist us with a human asset on this front. I'll forward you the contact information. Excuse me. Alright. Rayon Ario got it. I don't mind blackmailing Tritachyon, he's fine. He compromised corporate security to advance his career over a rival. He understands the value of the deal he made with me. Gioma smiles. You will find him most cooperative. Quite cooperative, once you get past his inflated sense of self-importance. And then, do you have any leads on Scylla Corus? As for the prodigy of Galatia, Baird trails off. Is that regret? The look quickly disappears. Corus was always an odd fit. Brilliant, yes, but she had a way of being distracted with involvement in, antagonistic subcultures. Baird waves a hand, dismissing the matter as sociological fluff. Perhaps the hegemony crackdown cured her of that childish affectation. Her family, and presumably friends, you wonder for a moment if Baird has any of those, are from Fickenhild in the Western S system. You could start there. Baird thinks for a moment. If you are observed looking for Corus, you might be contacted by others who are looking for her. That could be useful. You could cut a deal, get some leads. Alternatively, her department was operating experimental packages in the Hero system. We have detected some ongoing telemetry that suggests these instruments are still in use, though it isn't clear by whom. She taps her desk interface. I sent you the coordinates. Provost looks at you over her spectacles. How do you want to handle this, Captain? Are you a diplomat or an explorer? Do you want to find the probes in the Hera system or talk your way through this on Fickenhild? Well, I feel like that would be a story point situation, so I will probably go with the exploration path. Baird nods. Of course, you are at heart an adventurer, shall we say, aren't you? If you want to change your approach, you must let me know so that I can ensure you have all the information you require. When you do find Scylla Corus, I expect her to be unwilling to cooperate. I have provided you with an encrypted message. It is a personal appeal from myself to her, she says. It should prove persuasive. Will I be blackmailing Corus for you? You need not be so conspiratorial, Captain, Baird admonishes. Not everything is cloak and dagger, blackmail and bribes. Our wayward academician has avoided all contact with the Galatia Academy since the hegemony arrested her colleagues. I appreciate the rational response to a campaign of scientific suppression. But now she is needed for the role she was always meant to play. Find the Kalikor archive. Find Scylla Corus. Once you have accomplished both of these missions, the project can proceed to the next phase. Baird smiles. And that's when things get exciting. So what is the project? Baird's smile does not reach her eyes. You'll see. Cool. Alright. She turns to her desk display and starts inputting a command sequence. Done with you for now. Good day, Captain, she says without looking up. You may check in with me via comms for additional analysis as the operation develops, though I expect you to use your initiative. Oh, and I've reauthorized Academician Sebastian with mission assignment access for your file. Carrying out his little jobs might be a good cover for your real work and allow us to funnel additional credits to you. You feel the subtle movement of air as the door opens silently behind you. Mirror Mask guards flank a junior agent who waits to escort you back to your shuttle. And boom. Mission accomplished, folks. Alright. Let's get on out of here, get some supplies, and prep for the next mission. We've got work to do. I think we should tackle... Let's see. I'm gonna make a sale first. Sell that. Find the fuel. We're gonna need more fuel and more supplies for sure. That's a good start. Anyway, where was I? I think we should try to find the archives first in Hibbrasil. I think that'll be where we go. But not before we stock up. We definitely need to stock up first. Well, that guy's hostile. Wonder what that's all about. Also, are there supplies out there? Let's see. Looks like there might be. Unless I already got them. I could be wrong on that. Nope, they're new. They're fresh. Anything good? Oh, come on. 2 supplies and I lost 6 heavy machinery. That's hilarious. Of course. There's a light destroyer here. It's in pretty rough shape. Oh well, I'll take that. Makes up for it. Anyway, back to the facility. We can do our sales, do our purchasing. Okay. Well, let's see. I think we're good on this. We have enough fuel for now. Do a quick save. And well, let's go to Hibbrasil. See what this guy has to say. Tritachyon goon. We can see our count here. Gonna be 172 fuel. I think it's gonna be 4 days total to get there. Altogether. Let's try and avoid taking all this damage, huh? Do we get points for scanning while we're traveling? I don't know. Guess not. Sploosh, we're here. That was not too far at all. Hang on. Now this one I can probably scan. Yeah, there we go. Nailed it. I like that you can establish a colony on a gas giant. I think that's pretty dope. Ioku Bress. Right. Your fleet approaches Ioku Bress. Shining Tritachyon Company arcologies tower over righteous sprawl of shantytown conurbation. Riotous, maybe? Tritachyon salariats are born, live, and die, protected by security drones in the high city Xanadu, while a desperate class of contract laborers dwell in the low city where anything at all can be bought or sold, including the law over which company money reigns supreme. Your fleet transmits identification codes via the transponder, and you are soon granted docking clearance. Cool. Love to see it. I hate the corporations. Okay, what do we got? I don't see any specialties here. Nothing on the black market either, which is fine. But I will probably buy a bit more fuel. Good to have gas. Yeah, hold on. Go a little faster there. They do have a cool theme, though. I like their shopping theme. Cool. That'll do. And if we bought all these, that'll be pretty expensive, but I mean, we're going to be doing a lot of traveling, and we're going to need it, so I'll take it. And maybe one of those, just to round it out. One of those. Beautiful. Okay, I feel good now. Let's do our conversation with Ray and Oreo. Here he is. Comms officer connects your personal terminal to the local network. You activate the audio suppression field around your command station and enter the comms ID provided to you by Provost Baird. The animated logo of some Tritachyon subdepartment makes a half rotation before the call is answered. Arroyo here. Who's talking to me? Ray and Arroyo looks you over as if examining a starship hull for scratches. He seems to find something he doesn't quite approve of in you. Who gave you my comms ID? He demands. Provost Anahita Baird. For just a moment, you think you see a wave of panic across Arroyo's face. It's replaced by a cocky grin. Oh, of course. The Galatia Academy Endowment Fund. How could I forget? Here, he taps at something in your comms displays an incoming set of coordinates with the code of a landing beacon. Take a shuttle down. We can touch base about the fund. I'm sure the provost has exciting plans, and I want to hear all about them. He lifts his eyes upward for a moment and lowers them again to look directly at you. In person. He carries on as if this was all perfectly expected. Ever been planetside? Doesn't count if it's just the arcologies. I'll give you a tour of my chalet. Spectacular views. You'll love it. See you soon. Closes the connection before you can respond. Alright, let's take our shuttle down. No, not the bar, sorry. Okay. Your shuttle descends into the young atmosphere of Ioku Breaths through towering battlements of clouds. A spray of rain is cast from your viewport, and it is wiped clean in a blink by the heat and speed of your descent. The flight path soon deviates from the general approach corridor, which has been ticking off minor use fees from the Tritachion-owned flight control. General volume access fee, priority flight lane fee, service fee, customer satisfaction insurance charge, advertising bypass fee. You swipe the notifications off and focus on the landscape. Great. Leaving behind the Tritac arcologies, diamonds growing atop the detritus of tiered slums. Over pipelines, a steel blue bay, jagged fjords interrupted by ice jams and landslides. Up and over a great crumbling escarpment like a black wave that fills the horizon, you cross a landscape of oddly hued tundra, spotted with thousands of milky green lakes. A new range of mountains rises on the horizon, torn in half by catastrophic workings of the terraformers. Beyond is a chaos of steep valleys, populated by dwarf pine and thin white waterfalls. The nav system sounds a tone indicating imminent arrival, and you see Ario's private chalet, a small compound of radical geometric architecture surrounded by low outbuildings. Your shuttle approaches an ellipsoid landing pad that appears to hang in the thin air over a gorge. A human and a robotic servant greet you placidly as you arrive and lead you inside to a grand parlor done in dark geometric style. Gold inlay gleams in onyx tabletops, and the polished granite floor is set with tastefully patterned jewel-toned carpets, placed slightly askew. The view from the flawless sweep of diamond matrix bay window is, as Arroyo promised, spectacular. Rayan Arroyo is sitting at one of the bars. He acknowledges your entrance with a nod as the servants disappear. He taps his datapad with 2 fingers. You hear the soft signal lost ping from your datapad, and your sidearm hand twitches instinctively. Arroyo acknowledges this with the rise of one perfectly groomed eyebrow. Calm down, just making sure no one's listening. He flips through a series of null readouts on a datapad, and satisfied sets it aside. So, Baird is calling it another installment. What will it be, Captain Kahtide? No small talk? What about the tour? No, he says. He makes a show of looking around, but it's nice, isn't it? Now, I could be doing anything other than talking to you right now, so let's make it quick. You know you're getting something thanks to a mutual friend. What is it? I need to break into the data vault of the Ministry of Technology Standards. As soon as you say it, a smile grows on Arroyo's face. He starts laughing and takes his time as it builds and falls. He laughs like he's strapped to a madman's rocket with no escape, so why not enjoy the ride? Give him a moment. He slaps the onyx bar top one last time and puts his head in his hands. He sighs and pours something from a crystal decanter into a glass, empties it. To a deal that gets worse all the time. He pours another. He considers a moment, notices you, and tilts the decanter to offer you a drink. Sure, why not? Have a drink. Arroyo pours another, passes you the tumbler, and clinks his glass into yours, hard. An Anahita Baird, he shouts. He slams at an empty glass. I know someone who can do it. They're a pain in the ass, but this is key. They're crazy enough to do a job as stupid as the one you're proposing. A hacker named Gargoyle. The real one, not one of the wannabes. We've done business before. He's the comm ID. Rayan pulls a data key from a pocket, waves it over his datapad, and after a couple taps, pushes it towards you. If you get any pushback, Gargoyle throws a little tantrum. Just give it back. It's all about the drama, but in the end, you're already in with a job as stupid as this. He holds a hand up. By the way, you really did not need to go and tell me your true objective. The last thing I want is hegemony counter-int crawling all over my operation. Or worse, some vampire from the company board smelling blood. Okay. Can you... let's see. Can you tell me more about this gargoyle? He gives you a look. No, who cares? Doesn't matter. Most of anything you'll hear about gargoyle is made up, and half of that is true. So don't bother trying. He leans back, looking elsewhere, content to talk to himself some more. What's important is that gargoyle always gets the job done. My theory is it's some kind of obsessive brain thing. Twirls his hand at his head to demonstrate. Probably implanted a cybermod the wrong way around and got an AI instead of a frontal lobe. Have fun with that one, he says with a smirk. What's Baird got on you anyway? What's Baird got is a good investment, and the longer she waits, he weighs at the luxurious surroundings, the career of Array and Arroyo, the more interest she'll collect. A shrug. It's done well enough for me. We all make deals to get ahead, and I've seen worse. Done worse to others. Plus, I'm an asset now. You can't simply snuff out an asset owned by a bigger player. He turns and stares directly at you. And you're an asset now, too. Hypothetical question. What's she got on you? He gives you a cold smile. I hope you know. Alright, we'll leave. You got what you needed from Ray and Arroyo, and with no signal on his part that you can discern, his human and robot servants appear once more. I won't say it's been a pleasure, but if you ever have more credits than you know what to do with, or a truly exceptional business opportunity, let's trade crypto keys now, so you don't have to track space dust on my carpet again. He taps his datapad and offers it, and you perform the mundane ritual which will ensure that anyone who wants to crack your mutual comms will, at least, have to put some effort into the task. Alright. Well, we've got a contact now. Cool. Your shuttle reverses the previous route, down from the highlands across the plateau of lakes. You spot factory crawlers, disgorging pipe, and monorail pylons across the landscape, leaving long track trails of torn red dirt. Across the rocky chaos and the small cold sea, and over the mountainous slums crowned by glittering spires, navigation pings and comms. Comms noise grows to a small roar over the heart of Tritachyon, and your shell returns you to orbit. Booyah. Well, there we go. Let's get the hell out of here. Quick save. Not too far. Take a trip. Let's just try not to attract any attention. How about that? Oosh, we're in. I turn those off. Oh shit, I need to slow down. Need to pay attention. Slowing down also helps with the steering, so that's good. Turn the transponder off. On. Alright, not too far. Alright. Populated mostly by retired pirates, exiled radicals, and wealthier refugees, it is widely known that cargo containers have their IDs wiped and retagged here, so that they may be safely recirculated into the legitimate economy of the core worlds. The cocktail bar at level 25 is said to have the finest drinks in the local volume. Your fleet transmits identification codes via the transponder, and you are soon granted docking clearance. Alright, anything good? They have a bunch of drugs here. We should check the pricing on this. Let's see. Ioku Bress. Best place to buy, but is one of the best places to buy, apparently. But not here. Here it's what? 218? That's a terrible price. We could buy it for 137 credits over in Ioku Bress. And the pirates are selling it for even cheaper. Interesting stuff. Alright. I don't think we need to make any sales here. Let's go talk to Gargoyle. After connecting to the local network, you enter the comms ID for Gargoyle, then pause at the prompt to initiate the call. You look over to your comms officer and they nod, ready to act. As soon as you execute the command, the electronic warfare console lights up like fleet action in a nebula. Comms wrangle the infosec systems with cool efficiency, coordinating active response with nav, sensors, and engineering stations. After perhaps half a minute, the storm breaks, the alarms quiet, and your primary display resolves from a mesmerizing fractal battleground to a heavily augmented face grinning impishly. You are ready for me, Gargoyle says too sweetly to be true before turning to an imagined audience. The rocket jockey put together enough brains to deal with my little hello. Gargoyle bounces back and forth and applauds. Well done. So you know who I am. Tell me, why did Rayan give you my comms ID? More presents, bribes, begging? Did he finally get in trouble with that junta of puppeteering vampires he desperately wishes were his friends? On the run from the law and needs a rep wipe? A thoughtful pause. Do you always make that face when you meet new people? I have a job for you. I was told you're the best. A job? Oh, no. Gargoyle gags theatrically. If I ever do a day of work, I want you to throw me out the airlock, then throw that airlock into a black hole. The hacker lounges back carelessly, but still listening, because you told me I'm the best, and I am. That was nice, but I'm not sure you really understand what it is I do. A hand studded with interface nodules and waves, and your display fills with news clips. Industrial shutdowns, suspected sabotage, databases hacked, political comms leaked, credits missing, ghost fleets. What I do, Gargoyle sits up, looking serious at last, is magic. An institution, a polity, a worship, a fleet, the hegemony, the Ludic Church, the Tritachyon mega credits sucking corporation. These are the machines made of people, and these people don't understand their own machines. Or, a mock pondering tone, other people come to think of it. The oneness of these holy constructs is mass delusion. But I, Gargoyle taps a head-mounted data port, I understand. Simply, finger pokes at you from the display. Right, press there, and then there. And the bubble pops. Push on the right place at the wrong time, and the mighty become a sad joke. A gust of wind, a fart of fancy, a flimsy shell. That's cracked. Understand? Can you hack into the data vault of a hegemony ministry? I love it! Gargoyle shouts, sitting up. A glorious scheme, practically neon black. Which one? All of them at once? Visor and cyber mods start flickering with activity. Hold on, just one actually. You explain to Gargoyle the scope of the mission and the target. The Calicor Archive, the personal data store of former Provost Thomas Calicor, which the Hegemony Ministry of Technology Standards seized from the Galatia Academy in the wake of some kind of botched hyperspace experiment. You also explain in terms which avoid any implication of an employer-employee hierarchy that Rayan Arroyo will be providing funding for the operation. As you talk, the comms display with Gargoyle becomes crowded with virtualized half-written lists, reference panels, and code snippets. The hacker leaps from idea to idea, rejecting and accepting contingencies several steps ahead, or adjacent perhaps from whatever you are actually saying. The visual chaos is somewhat distracting. Can it even be done? It might be tough, but it'll be neat. I'm going to need to pass some credits along to a couple friends for some special tricks. Do we go all out? Rayan is buying snacks. I think we do, yes. Here's how it's going to happen. I've got a friend who will make you a little package. It should be ready by the time you get to Nova Maxios in the Magic system. Know it? You pick that up, then do fancy flying or whatever else it takes to install it in the Hegemony comms relay in the Azatlan system. Thoughtful pause. Then, for the relay, go in quiet to do the relay. Park your fleet. Maybe run a lone phase ship for the job. If your ego is capable of surviving away from your big boy toys for a few shifts. Or, this is fun, hack the sensor array, give the hedgies some ghosts to chase. Anyways, the installation itself is easy. The hacker continues nonchalantly. Any work drone you've got on staff should be able to figure out which end goes where. The real trick comes after. Gotta break the hegemony crypto. That'll be yours truly, who's got a little trick I've been saving from a couple of cycles ago for just the right moment. Gargoyle holds capable trailing arms up in a premature display of triumph. It will be glorious! It sits back down. Right, so, after you install the hack device on the comm... Hi, Karma Chimera! Nice to see you again! Hope you're doing well. You can thank me personally when I hand you a copy of the decrypted data. And friend Rayan, that's my list of demands. Button tap. Now. Another button tap, and there's a ping on your data pad as Gargoyle sends you the address of a small holding facility near the main port ring of Nova Maxios, as well as the number of a particular storage unit. It'll be there, Gargoyle says, with a smile that seems to imply you're not in on a joke. Now, I have a lot to do before this is ready, so go along. ComSec is going to completely blow its top when we pull this off. Gargoyle turns to another display, attention-focused, Cyber augments flickering at an increasing rate as the comms line disconnects on you almost as an afterthought. My god, there's so much reading in this game. Right. Let's go. Maybe I will pick up some additional supplies. A little bit more fuel to top off our tank. There we go. We have plenty of supplies still, so I think we're good there. And I think everything else looks good. I like it. Okay, I think we're solid. Oh shit! Hang on, I didn't properly buy the fuel. Oopsie. There. Okay, much better. Let's go. How are things going? So far, so good. We finished a bunch of missions, and we managed to retrieve one of their scientists out of a black site that was owned by Tritachyon, and now we're going to try and make our way out here to get... here we are. Where are we going? The Calicor Archive, which is not far away at all. Once we're done with that, we're going to try and get that researcher. And I'm dodging all these asteroids. Look at that. Man, I'm such a pro already. I'm a pro. All right. We'll do our jump. And we'll slip on by. Quick save here. Before any bad stuff happens. As it's prone to do. I'm going to turn the transponder off really quick as we move. Combat going any better? We have not had a single fight yet, so I can't tell you that. Okay. Well, we'll turn it on as we're entering. Now, where are we? Let's see. Pick it up in a storage unit. Okay. We are going to a storage unit, folks. It's Storage Wars up in here. Okay. Shit. I think we just need to go in there. I think we have to worry about these fleets. Okay. Your fleet approaches Nova Maxios. Too small to force major factions to recognize its claim over the entire disk, Nova Maxios nonetheless considers itself the successor polity to the Maxios Charter. Traffic control enforced by the small militia navy is firm but polite. Independent spacers are welcomed as cousins in the admittedly crude hulls and concourses of Nova Maxios. Your fleet goes into orbit around Nova Maxios. The local port authority seems to take no issue with your explanation for why your transponder regrettably can't be turned on. Typical. Unsurprising. Not a problem for me. Okay, let's go to the storage unit. You take a shuttle to the main spaceport concourse, leading a landing party of bodyguards and techs. The reception lounge ceilings are low, the old tube lights flickering. But the new Maxioans, are proud of their makeshift polity. Some locals catch your crew eyeing a dripping life support conduit and smile, nudging one another. The address given to you by Gargoyle leads you to a rundown logistics ring that looks to be used mostly by failing tramp freighters and smugglers. You ask a young desk clerk where to find the unit number Gargoyle provided. Oh yes, you must be a Captain R. Boring. The clerk squints at the desk terminal nervously. You log away this little joke from Gargoyle as you maintain impeccable composure. I was told you'd be arriving for your cargo just a few minutes ago. Please come right this way. Oh my. The clerk starts to lead you through a back door, a light bulkhead lock, then freezes. A pallid man in a featureless gray uniform stands on the other side. A spot of gray on the darkness beyond. Mr. Loke, sir, the clerk stutters. I wasn't expecting, if I'd been told. The man, Mr. Loke, you presume, smiles blandly and says, I will show the captain the way. Loke simply stops paying attention to the clerk, shifting his attention to you, still smiling. He nods encouragingly and turns to walk into the darkness beyond the portal. Mr. Loke leads you past rows of sealed storage units into a loading bay. Your footsteps produce a dull metallic echo. Something that smells of organic compounds is leaking. Still smiling blandly, Loke stops and with the wave of his hand unlocks a storage unit. He speaks softly to you.
When she heard of this, Jorian told me she thought it was very funny. He wanted me to come and make sure you got what the gargoyle asked Alyssa to make for you.
His watery eyes stare at the storage unit.
It must be a nice thing.
Who are all these people? Instead of answering, he gives you a respectful nod and says, "Goodbye."
Goodbye.
Then walks away into the shadows of the warehouse. You shake your head and turn your attention to the storage unit. Inside, you find a single standard shipping crate. You motion the text forward and they approach with various handheld scanners. You are in no hurry to be the butt of another of Gargoyle's jokes. The lead tech starts reporting power source, anomalous neutrinos, and minor hyperwave phase distortion. The entire crew of technicians takes an unconscious step back. Hyperwave phasing technology has a poor reputation, and it's never been known to fit into so small a package and remain stable. An hour later, you are finishing your second hot drink at a nearby cafe. The techs give the all-clear through your datapad, concluding that as strange as this device is, seemingly a hand-built, one-off hyperwave transmitter of some kind, should pose no immediate danger. You order it removed to your flagship. On the shuttle ride back to your fleet, you ponder tactics for inserting this device into the Azatlan hyperwave relay without being spotted by a hegemony patrol. A small, fast detachment could do it, or phase ships using their fleet fields to lower sensor profile. Or with a little luck, you could find a quiet moment between patrol rotations. Intercom crackles. Captain, we've arrived. We've got a story point to work with now. So we've got a couple more points now, which is good. Thankfully. Also, not seeing anything special here for us to pick up. That's okay. We'll save there. We've got the device. At this point, where are we going next? Azatlan. Okay. Well, let's do it. Or at least we can get one half the plan done. Now, our ships are pretty fast. I mean, I'm thinking maybe we try and do the sensor array and, like, fuck with it or whatever, the comms array, or whatever the hell we're supposed to be doing. And then we try and slip in while they're distracted. Shoot, I need to slow down again, don't I? Hold on. Damn it. Still winged it. I still winged it. I gotta slow earlier, clearly. There we go. Much better. Okay. There we are. I think we're through the storms. And we're there. Beautiful. We're turning the transponder off for now. I do just want to... There's the relay. I see it now. Okay. So, as our intel said, we should be able to throw something into their sensors here. So there's this one here, the sensors array. We should go there. And we'll go dark while we're doing so. Uh-oh. They immediately caught on. Okay, cargo scan. No contraband or suspicious cargo found. Haha. I catch you running with your transponder off again. You won't come off so easily. Okay, bye. Wow, they have big sensors. I didn't realize their sensors that big. Okay, now we're gonna actually go dark. Shit. Can I help you? Okay. Okay, whatever. Fuck off. Why don't you go bother someone else? Okay. Introduce false readings into the data feed. Introducing false readings into the outbound data feed is likely to distract patrols and similar fleets by making them chase what isn't actually there. Eventually, the firmware auto-calibration routines will clean out the corruption, but the process will take at least a month. Okay. We'll also hack it. Hacking an array will surreptitiously provide your fleet with the same benefits as the faction. Yes. Okay. Let's do it. Perfect. Now, let's just go back to the station and wait. We can get some supplies, and hopefully we'll get a clear moment. These guys are really watching everything really closely. I don't like it. It's very, very, very frustrating. Okay. Now we're gonna go back to station really quick, and I think that's where we will quickly save after we get some supplies together. Checking everything. Bonk. Make sure we get all the fuel we need. Okay, that does that for the fuel. Oh, they have missile autoloaders. Take it. Boom. Beautiful. Okay. Quick save here. And I guess we'll just try and get a good opportunity. I wonder if we could just, like, hold position here. See what happens. If they'll bother us. I'm waiting for these sensors to do something. Okay, this is, I feel like this is going to take a while. We did save, so let's see how long it takes for them to fuck off. They don't seem to be wanting to go anywhere. Yeah, they really don't seem to be wanting to go anywhere. We're just sitting here waiting for this shit to lapse. Come on. Oh, hang on. One of them's returning. Can I slip in at some point? Let's see. I would love to get in. Come on. Oh, it's... Uh-oh. Come on. Can you go away, man? This does not seem like the way to do it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna do this really quickly and see what happens. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, hold on. So, F9. Just gonna... Okay, I'm just gonna get the hell out of here. And reload. Here, F9. Okay. Here's another option I can think we can do. Here's what I can do if I remember correctly. I can go... If I go over... Hold on. This is what I should be able to do. Check this out. So, here's my plan. We're gonna go somewhere where they can clearly see us. We're gonna go where they can clearly see us. We're gonna transverse jump out of there when we go dark. We're gonna pull them off of the sensor array. And I'm gonna try and slip in... I'm gonna try and slip in all sneaky-like. Okay, so here, let's try this. Okay, they're gonna start approaching. Yep, there we go. Let's draw them as far away as we can, really. It's a quick emergency burn. Okay. And as soon as we can, we're gonna jump. Shit. Okay, this is not working. Okay. We'll turn on the the transponder. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Jump. We're jumping, we're jumping, we're jumping. Okay. Go back to the well. Go back to the gravity well. Okay. We're there. We pulled them all off? Let's see. Damn it, there's still another ship over there. And another one. Ah, okay. This is gonna work, but we need to do it right. We need to do it right. Try this again. Okay, here's how we do it. We need to get close to the relay. We need to get closer to the relay. Okay. Cool. They can both see me. Okay. Sustain burn. Go dark. Sustain burn. Damn it. Okay. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. I need to get closer. I need to get closer. Oh my god. Hold on. F9. This can work. This can work. I just need to do it right. This going dark will... Maybe I just need to turn the transponder off. I don't need to fully go dark. Okay. Sustain burn. Okay. Turn it off. Both of them are getting attracted. They're gonna start following me now. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay. Drag them all away. Look at that, look at that. They're all going, they're all coming right after me. Oh, this guy, what? He's avoiding contact with me, that's funny. Okay, we're through. Let's go back to the gravity well, quickly. Okay, okay. This should work, this should work, this should work. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, emergency burn. Or quick burn. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Damn it! God fucking damn it! How do I do this fucking mission? Okay, okay, okay. Let me try this again. I think we can do this. I think we can do this. I just need to get the timing right. Gotta get it right. Gotta get it right. Okay. 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 Okay, we're doing alright. We're doing alright here. Just gotta pull them away. Okay, jump. Okay. Yes! Okay, 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 okay. We'll turn our transponder on this time. As we're approaching. We'll go towards it, then we'll go dark really fast. I think that'll do the trick. Let's see. Okay. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! Yeah, 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 yeah! They're not there, they're not there, they're not there! Yes, 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 yes! Okay. Yes! Okay. You give the go order to your ops chief, who starts speaking in a low voice to the hand-picked squad of veteran salvage techs that are already crossing to the relay on a cargo drone. The entire operation is carried out swiftly and according to the drills. A few quick cuts with low EM tools, a bulkhead section removed, Gargoyle's device secured in place. Parasite micro drones in the chassis will finish attaching key connections. Taps into fiber lines mostly. The bulkhead is sealed, and the team withdraws with a few puffs of cold gas thrusters as silently as they approached. Shortly, your comms officer confirms a short burst indicating that Gargoyle's device is operational. Despite Gargoyle's cavalier attitude toward the entire enterprise, your comms and tech officers speculate that a hack this intrusive will be discovered very quickly indeed. It would be best to make a hasty escape while you remain undetected. You wonder, too, if the hegemony will trace the hack back to Gargoyle's hideout. A Tritachyon-controlled polity is unlikely to cooperate quickly with any hegemony investigation. But then the investigation might not be official. Unless an investigation, then a Black Ops Snatch Squad. You should retrieve the archive from Gargoyle quickly. Alright, let's get the fuck out of here. Or it's too late. Yeah! Mission accomplished, bitch. Love to see it. Alright. Well, we should, I think, be able to go back here. To the archive in Mayasura. Damn, we did a great job, y'all. Alright, let's head on back, get our archive, and then resupply. I guess we can start on the next leg, which is collecting our researcher friend. Alright, almost there? Beautiful. DT is where we're going. DT. I love DT. And we're at the franchise station. Okay. And we'll open our comms to Gargoyle. Alright. You enter the comms ID for Gargoyle, and nod to your comms officer who stands ready for whatever surprises Gargoyle thinks would be amusing to send through comms. No tricks this time. The display instantly resolves into a familiar face with an unfamiliar expression, fear. Captain, you need to take me on your ship and get me out of here. They know where I am. I've really done it this time. It's incredible. Gargoyle lets out a nervous laugh. The greatest data heist since the second AI war. The hacker seems to realize the gravity of the statement. I think they are extremely, entirely unhappy this time. It's not safe. Take me to the Galatia Academy. Anahita can hide me, right? After all I've done, she has to. Wait, who's after you? Just everyone. Let me count my new friends. Gargoyle starts ticking off fingers. The hegemony for starters, whoever ComSec thinks to send. I expect an official expedition will cause a diplomatic incident, so probably shadowy gun-fun goons will sneak in to try and murder me. Next, try Tachyon. At least once they're tipped off by the hegemony's blundering response. And the Pathers, can't forget them. The hegemony leaks like a hull breach to all the little ludders, and they're going to simply love everything about this. Let me summarize for you, my good captain. Within 2 or 3 shifts, this place will be in the crossfire of an interfactional criticality event, and every second spacer buying noodles on the concourse is going to be an assassin or spy. You have the archive. There's no time for that, but... Gargoyle smirks. I see what you're trying. Don't worry, I've got it locked up nice and secure, crypted with my own special juice, and backed up off-site. It'd take an alpha core to break it out, and that'd take time. If you knew where to look, and you don't. Professor Anahita won't have that kind of time if I spill everything you've done together to the big bad hegemony, so where's my shuttle? Of course, shuttle. That's the way, Captain. I'll collect my toys. Your shuttle gets in and out without any suspicious inquiries from traffic control. They're not wise to what's going on yet, probably. You order Gargoyle confined to quarters well away from the bridge, and for your comms officer to keep an eye out for anything suspicious. Captain, your tactical officer calls for your attention. Hegemony fleet incoming. To go. Right. Time to go now. I do love that we can just get the fuck out of here and transverse jump. That is cool. Let's get the hell out of here and go back to Galatia. We have a job to do. Uh-oh. Hey, get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away from me. That's not right. You could stay back there, buddy. Uh-oh. Jesus Christ. Everybody and their mother's out to get me now. Okay. We're back. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Your fleet is interrupted in the middle of a standard approach sequence. Instead of the usual traffic control chatter, your flagship receives a comm request directly from the office of the Provost. Captain, reports your comms officer. She wants to speak with you. The image of Provost Anahita Baird appears. Bring your special cargo by shuttle, she says, directly to this docking port. The chime signals the receipt of navigation instructions and docking codes. I shall be waiting. You step off the shuttle, thrusters clicking as they cool, with Gargoyle in tow. The hacker's barrage of questions, suggestions, and handsiness towards any control panel or gadget within reach has you at the limit of your patience after only a brief trip. As promised, Provost Baird is waiting with a small group of mass guards and senior advisors. So this is Gargoyle, she says. Anahita, we meet at last, Gargoyle bows grandly. I am honored to accept your invitation to teach at the Galatia Academy, then stands up straight and smiles widely, looking around. What shall my curriculum be? Excellent party, security theater, perhaps a personal account to the salacious events leading up to the Third AI War? Baird smiles mirthlessly, then motions someone from her party forward. Oh god, it's Alvis. Gargoyle, meet Academician Alvis Sebastian, Baird says in a tone that would not be out of place on the bridge of a hegemony warship. Alvis, kindly show Gargoyle to the guest suite we've prepared. Now, please. She turns from them to you, apparently confident that Sebastian will handle the situation. Captain, our guest complicates matters, but she turns to watch the two leave the receiving lounge. Gargoyle seemingly choosing to cooperate with Sebastian's stammering appeals. The hacker seems to be wholly occupied by discovering how to fluster the academician. It appears that I have gained another valuable asset in addition to the Calicor archive, she says. By virtue of your initiative, of course, Captain, I will not forget that when the time comes, but She takes in her surroundings, then dismisses the guards and advisors with a wave. Baird holds up a hand to indicate an adjoining transport pod. Let us remove to a more suitable setting to complete our conversation. Baird seems to study the passing conduits and vistas visible through the pod's bay windows. Lost in thought, the silence grows, and you find that this may be an opportunity to ask something of the provost without interrupting one of her lectures. What will you do if the hegemony suspects you're behind the hack? Baird looks at you. They suspect me already, of course. The Galatia Academy will appeal the original data seizure and demand the return of basic scientific research material, which is not illegal even under old domain law. This data breach only proves the danger of restricting basic research, as this situation enables unsavory parties to exploit discoveries without oversight from the Ecumenica. I appreciate the irony of my objection, of course, but this is war by public relations. There's no room for scruples. I'll be exactly as cynical as they already believe me to be, and they'll believe the act because it is true. As Baird speaks, you find a note of satisfaction in her description of plot and counterplot. Behind that truth, of course, she continues, is what really happened, which shall be a fait accompli once they discover it, and one too embarrassing to publicize. And what about Gargoyle? Baird looks at you, raises an eyebrow, then looks back at nothing. Singularly charming, she says deadpan. I taught for 20 cycles, Captain. I've had worse. Through the silence, you can almost hear Baird thinking. The transport pod hisses to a halt, and you feel the subtle shift of A-grav fields. You step off and note that this seems to be a back entrance, which allows Baird to avoid the waiting room full of important people unused to being asked to wait. You follow Provost Baird into her office, and the doors close with a notable absence of sound. She motions you to a seat in front of her desk as she unlocks the interface. Captain, allow me to properly compensate you for your good work. She taps a command, and your personal datapad pings in response. I trust this will help cover certain of your expenses. The personal datapad pings. Incoming funds transfer of 100,000. Hell yeah. Now Baird's interface pings. An incoming signal. Ah, good, Baird says, and slides the datapad over for your inspection. It is a detailed progress report on Gargoyle's activities, including timetables for decrypting the Calicor archive. Sebastian is more capable than he appears. He is both persistent and meticulous, as you can see. She motions at the datapad. We should have the archive decrypted in about a week. The value of this research data is enormous, of course, but we still require the means to put theory to practice, and that means is Carouse. Hers is not a unique genius, mind you, Baird says, with an almost uncharacteristic lack of certainty. We could find other candidates to lead the research team, but the study and training, no, my timescale is too short. We need Scylla Carouse. Find her, Captain, and quickly. We shall speak more about what I am building toward another time. Feel the doors open soundlessly behind you. Yes, it's time for us to go, friends, but we have built an increase in our relationship a bit with her. So I'll take it. Right. What's our next mission? Got a bunch of these survey ones over here, but this is probably not the direction we're going. We need to go to the Harris system. Now, I guess we could check in with our contact, Alvis here. See if we have any other jobs that are in that area. Looks like we have one. We need to go pick up something from a domain era item, so we'll take that. This one's also in the same direction, so we'll transport scientists. And the VIP transport is pretty close, so we'll just take that. We'll do those really quickly. First things first, let's do the very close one. Right here. Wait, where is it again? Hold on. There we go. I don't have any points, I don't think. How close are we? We are pretty close to our next level. Not in the sun, please. I would like to avoid it. There we go. Much better. Okay. So yeah, we'll do this quick VIP, get our cash. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Literally barely it's right here. It's literally right here. There's a combat freighter nearby. I'll take a look. Hey! More class 4 survey data. We can salvage it for some supplies. Take that. Thank you. And a quick delivery. Once again, very easy. Alright. We're at Orthris, ruled by a council of small family companies backed by outside investors. The Hegemony Phoenix never saw fit to shelter Orthris under its fiery wing. The reserves of resources too poor, the strategic value overshadowed by the militarized Muna Sphinx, and the polity too useful as a symbol of the Hegemony's alleged respect for independent worlds to integrate fully. Your fleet transmits identification codes, and we're there at the offices of Sharon Davenport, I think. Yes, wonderful. Perfect. Our delivery is complete. And 89,000. As your fleet trades pings with local traffic control, your comms officer calls for your attention. Captain, there's a message for you. It was stored in the comm network until our transponder code was registered to the local authorities. Patch it through to my tripad. Oh shit. A man appears. The resolution is poor, the audio patchy. It appears that he didn't pay for premium grade transmission and caching.
Yes, hello. I assume that icon means it's recording.
Clears his throat, turning to fully face the imager.
I am Academician Cornelius Ellick.
He waits a moment to allow his name to sink in.
You may have heard of my seminal work, A New Survey of Planetology on the Fringe of the Persean Sector, which achieved a new standard for the field, if I may say so, despite tepid reactions from certain of my narrow-minded colleagues. Now, as I was saying...
So this is Cornelius Ellick. You recall discussing him with Alva Sebastian when you returned to a planetology data core, when you returned a planetology data core to the Galatia Academy for a reward. Sebastian wouldn't say it outright, but it seems that Ellick is a man who tends towards a certain amount of interpersonal friction. Judging by the self-important delivery of the speech, this is that same Ellick. He pauses a moment, probably to evoke gravitas.
It is my desire that this missive finds you receptive, Captain.
Ellick glances down, reading from a datapad.
Kahtide. It's been strongly emphasized to me by a patron of the sciences who has seen fit to fund my work that you are the perfect facilitator to the solution of an old mystery I found in the archives.
He squints again at something on his datapad, then says under his breath,
"Is that the cost per second? Stars above."
Ellick clears his throat again, then speaks quickly.
In summary, my patron offers a vast fortune in credits for services which I shall be pleased to enumerate in detail upon your visit to my offices at the Galatia Academy, which may be found in orbit of...
Yeah, I got it. Okay. He may sound like a pompous, out-of-touch academic, but if Ellick is telling the truth about a vast fortune, it might be worthwhile to hear him out. Well, I'm interested. I'll say that much. Let's get some supplies together while we're here. Let's see what he has to say. We aren't that far after all, so let's go. Awesome. Let's see what happens. I wonder what this guy's got in store for us. I actually do know what he's got in store for us, but I won't let the secret slip, don't you worry. It'll be a mystery for us to solve together. Okay. Ordering a jump to hyperspace to Galatia. Let's go. Alright. Jump to Pontus. Alright. And let's talk to Ellick. A strange expression crosses the junior agent's face at your question, but it is instantly replaced by a return to bland pleasantness. Of course, Captain, I presume you have an appointment? Academician Ellick can be busy. He sent me a personal invitation. Oh, of course, Captain, the agent says, if you'll come right this way. You are led through the station's primary transport hub and are soon deposited in an airy plaza halfway around the ring of the station. Your junior agent leads you through crowds of students and past a few tight-lipped academicians who scurry by, clutching datapads. The junior agent fills the air with the sort of patter they must have saved for first-cycle students, pointing out landmarks and remarking upon departments and figures of interest in niche fields of study. Oh shit. You arrive in a quiet hall off the main concourse, only a couple decks above the station rim. An open volume ringed by railings provides a dizzying view of the clouds of Pontus below you. Third door on the right, Captain. The junior agent makes a tight smile, then disappears.
A man in an academician's robes is buried in a hollow display. Several moons appear to orbit his head. What have I told you about hooligans about office hours? He shouts out. They don't start until... He finally looks and realizes you aren't one of his students. Ah! He adopts a look of stern prognostication, cradling his hands together as glowing orbs circle above. I suppose greetings are in order. I am Academician Cornelius Ellick, Senior Vice Chair of the Planetology Department of the Galatia Academy. And you are? I'm Kahtide. You invited me to see you. Ellick stares at you, the spark of recognition failing to ignite. I'm afraid I don't recall, he says. What, may I ask, is the purpose of your visit? You sent a message about an old mystery. I'd like to help solve it. Yes! Oh, yes, of course. You should have simply said so. He rushes out of his hollow display to pick up a datapad, then places himself behind a large desk, waving you toward a chair. Unfortunately, it is occupied by a battered data core, the sort used in a long-range probes. Now then, he taps at his datapad, failing to notice your obstacle. The mystery concerns a very old dataset which has been in the Galatia Academy archives for somewhat more than 200 cycles. I stumbled upon it in the course of my studies. Well, in fact, I was discussing the old archives with a friend, a wealthy patron of the sciences. The comment they made reminded me of his existence. Remain standing. As it happens, this dataset is a recording of telemetry from a domain-era sensor array out on what we now call the Fringe. It was somewhat more civilized back when this data was captured, though perhaps not by much. Ellick chuckles softly at his wit. As for the dataset, we only really have a complete sourcing header. Our copy is mostly corrupted due to anomalous degradation during the hyperwave transmission and then over 200 cycles of low-priority storage. He shakes his head with deep disappointment at the mistakes made by someone else. This chair has a data core in it. He snaps out of his reverie and looks at the chair. So it does, he says. Please don't touch it. In any event, Ellick cradles his hands, looking into an imagined middle distance. This patron and friend offered to fund a project to recover an intact copy of the data. On the source, he smiles, quite pleased with himself. An expedition shall be made to the original sensor array. Your name came up, Captain. Find the sensor array, extract the data, sounds simple. When put like that, yes, he stands placing his hands together behind his back and begins pacing. I shall provide you with a scientific hardware package my students have prepared. It is far from simple, I assure you of that. Have your technicians attach it to the sensor array, and it will carry out the necessary operations. That's not all, however. Pauses to look at you with a sly smile. Oh? Propose that once you acquire the data and my algorithm extracts the targeting coordinates, you would then travel to the indicated location which lies at the heart of all this effort. Explore what it is to be explored. Find what it is to be found. You will bring back no mere long-range scan, but a thorough investigation. Think of the science. Think of the glory. And you must be thinking of that vast fortune. You believe that that my friend will be more than delighted by this fait accompli. Why is this data so important? What does this sensor array find? An excellent question. The spinning moons have disappeared to be replaced by a map of the Persean sector, a broad swath of stars. The core worlds are highlighted, the fringe stars are somewhat dimmed. Here you see, or do not see, for it is in the crudest sense of a sort of absence, the Orion Persean abyss is far from nothingness, however, and it is that not nothingness with which we are concerned. So there's something in the abyss? Correct, dear Captain. Ellick sounds pleased that you have followed the trajectory of his lesson. There are indeed planets to be found there. Cold, dark, and alone, bereft of their parent stars, flung into the sparse waste between the arms of our galaxy. I theorize that it is one of those planets our sensor array was targeting. Tone grows less heated, or rather, an unknown energetic event involving or concerning one such planet. We are not certain exactly which, however, and it is exceedingly difficult and expensive to perform any kind of broad analysis of these wayward children from afar. And with our sadly reduced means compared to the grand days of the old domain, alas, alack. Who is this friend of yours? He frowns carefully, maintaining a thoughtful expression. They have asked me not to reveal their identity. I believe, if anything, the humility they show in not taking public credit for their contributions to this great academy, and my department in particular, are a sign of dedication to pure scientific advancement. Truly, it is a noble undertaking. I want to know. Not unreasonable request, Ellick says, making a show of thinking over your words. You will, after all, be bound bodily to the project more than any other. even if you do not possess the theoretical background to fully understand its importance. Suppose it is the least I could do. After all, girding you with knowing of the greater purposes you serve might enhance and embolden your spirit of exploration. Not enthusiastically, as if you were entranced by his words. Something breaks in his expression. Dunya Glamour Rotanev, the Director of Special Acquisitions for the Tritachyon Corporation. In fact, is the great patron of my project. She is a woman of great vision, far greater than I would have expected from such a lofty position in an ostensibly profit-driven enterprise. By revealing this to you, Captain, I am trusting in your discretion, he says with a solemn nod. In your message, you mentioned a reward. The words vast fortune were used. Indeed, he looks at you brightly, though I am certain mere credit shall pale in comparison to the illumination of the unknown. Knowledge, after all, is the greatest treasure. Alec waves his hand. Don't misunderstand me. I may be a man whose domain is of the mind, but I appreciate that those such as yourself have baser concerns. Trust that you will be rewarded. This project is funded by an excellent patron of the sciences, for whom I vouch for quite entirely. Okay, sure, why not? I'll accept. Excellent. I'll have the hardware package transferred to your fleet immediately. He taps at a data pad, connecting comms and reels off some imperious orders at some poor support staff. Off you go. We made the package installation idiot-proof, so I'm sure your technicians will be capable of installing it. I'm sure we'll manage. Good. I wait your return, Captain. Well, there we go. We have another mission in the books. Well, let's see about getting more supplies, and then we'll head on out of here. We can start on all of these missions. We have a few of them, after all. We should also see about if there's anything else we want to pick up or deal with here. We've got a lot of goodies, but honestly, I think we're probably okay. Now, shit, did I actually get fuel? Nope, I did not, because I'm a ding-dong. Ding-dong, 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 ding-dong. Oh, wrong way. There, okay, much better. I guess we'll get a bunch more supplies. Much better, much better. We'll quick save there. And now we can check our missions. So there's this one here, but that's not what we're looking for. That's where the space oddity is, right there. So yeah, let's head this way. Looks like Delta Zuan is the one we want. We'll head there. We'll probably not be doing the missions, but we'll probably stop there and get ready for the missions. So in fact, how about we do this? We'll call this one Saving Science. We'll save right here. Perfect. All right. Let's do it. We'll make our journey. Yada yada yada. I have tons of cash. I'm really happy. We're actually at 635,000, which is probably the highest we've had so far. Now 634,000. All right, transponders off. I'm gonna try to avoid people's prying eyes as we journey this time. Okay, so far so good. This nascent gravity well. I've been noticing those from time to time. Okay. Uh-oh. Distress call. Nothing for me to touch. Shit. I let go too soon. Too soon. There's a frigate here. Okay. Many essential systems are undamaged. Degraded engines increase maintenance. Yeah, let's take it. That's ours. The ISS Smirtios. Interesting name.
is very stormy around here. Boom. Alright, we're back. Shoot. No, Kerbal Space Program 2 got damaged. And Karma Chameleon. Uh-oh. I don't like that. I do like the audio changing when you go into the hyperspace cloud. We're almost there. I think once we pass this cloud, we'll be there. Okay. Quick save. Basic gravity wells are weak impressions on hyperspace created by planets too small to create a hyperspace exit like gas giants and stars do. Okay, so you can't actually use it. That makes more sense. Thank you. But it tells you that something's there, so you can always use your transverse jump feature. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't want to mess with these guys. It's the intel on the system again. Derelict artifact recovery. Okay, well, we're searching then. But like I said, we're going to be saving here probably. So, you know what? I think I'll just quick save really quickly here, and we'll call that good. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Karma, for dropping in again. Love to see you here. I will be probably switching it up just a little bit next week. I'm thinking about doing some VR stuff again. I've been banding about an idea about doing some like VR chat exploration in dead servers or something like that. I think it could be fun. But I'm gonna figure it out. We'll see about it. And oh, one other thing I was thinking, playing Thumper. Oh, that'd be a lot of fun for VR. That's gonna be some intense, sweaty action. But yeah, thank you so much, everybody. I'll catch you next week. And yeah, go check out sapdevelopment.com, check out the demo, hit the Patreon if you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Thank you for the streaming. Thank you for dropping in, Karma. Always good to see you, friend. Hope you have a good day as well out there, wherever you are and whenever you are. All right. Bye, folks. See ya.